Look at that monstrosity, eh? So it's a rare morning bird feeder man edition today. Cold light of day. I'll turn it down in exposure so that you guys can have it a little easier. I don't know, you might be morning people, but I'm not. So this morning, as I ate some food and prepared to head out, I was watching, I suppose like old spiritual sort of videos, like about the Loosh farm and that. And I got to admit, I just kind of fall into like the mindset of, oh, okay, it's just a fucking Loosh farm, you know. It's all about harvesting, you know, low energy or harvesting trauma energy. But I went on these websites and yeah, I was kind of amazed at how many people dismissed it. You know, you got your like love and light sort of people that were in the Soul Nexus group on Reddit, and one of them was even saying like the Loosh thing is a perverted inversion, and the original concept was all about love, apparently, love energy. That's quite nice. At least there's a few birds hanging about. I think they're only hanging about waiting for the bird seed, to be honest. I don't think it's a sign that I'm connected to the universe, and so all the animals hang around me. But yeah, there was all sorts of people saying like, sort of rubbishing the Loosh farm idea. Even on like Godlike Productions. I don't know if you're familiar with that website, but back in the old days it used to just be Ike or Godlike Productions. Those were pretty much the only two websites that talked about, you know, certain taboo things, and at least as far as I remember, sort of 20-ish years ago. And yeah, on Godlike Productions, there was a guy saying like, oh, the Loosh theory is as silly as as mind control being real. And I was like, damn, kind of amazed. I thought that was a given. There's some pretty lanky mushrooms. But yeah, I thought mind control would have been a given, especially given all the synchronicity, you know, happening to large percentages of the population. For me, that's totally mind control. I mean, you can say it's just God or the universe, but I don't know, mine happened after severe trauma, so, induced trauma, so I just concluded it was some induced mind control. But yeah, anyway, I thought that was a pretty proven thing that they have advanced mind control now. I mean, you don't have to like dive too deep into research to find that out. I'm pretty spaced out at this time of morning, so the video will be pretty shit. Jesus, man, look at these fucking guys, man. Just zooming through the fucking place. I do get a bit fucked off with that, hey? It's like, there's so many ducks and stuff around here, it's like, they could go a bit slower. So anyway, the Loosh farm thing for me, that's almost like a given. I guess, you know, admittedly I do just kind of like, if it fits what I've lived in life and it kind of ticks enough logic boxes, I just assume, yep, that's what it is. And I don't really spend years and years, you know, going back and forth. I guess I can accept these kind of horrible ideas as being the reality, and, you know, how do I say it, it's just I'm able to accept that, you know, if that's what it is, so be it, you know. And to me, and you know, in my mind, that seems the most logical explanation for this, you know, for this fucking thing that they call a life. Because my experience here has totally been on par with it being a Loosh farm, you know. The way family have been, just like they're always there to put you back down, you know, the minute they detect you've got a bit of joy in you, however the hell that works, they just detect it, you know, and they'll do some shit to pull you back down, keep you low. And then there's all the ridiculous, you know, the ridiculous trauma stuff that was, you know, that was done to terrorise me and that. And the only way it really does make sense is, you know, I've read all about like this whole theory of like narcissistic supply. To me, that doesn't even really make sense. You know, I don't buy that. I think they literally get like mind controlled or influenced by entities or whatever it is, frequencies, to do stuff that traumatizes you. So that presumably something around them, entities or whatever it is, can feed off the trauma. I admit it, I've never seen an entity, but some people claim to have been given the so-called gift to be able to see them. Man alive, look at that. I don't know if it is just simply people in denial that they don't want to believe that's what it is. You know, a big Loosh farm. It's probably what it is. Just don't want to admit it. But like when I look at all this stuff, the spraying in the sky, you know, the bad foods, I might as well rattle off a bit of a list. I'm sure most people watching this channel wouldn't, you know, will know probably better than I do. I mean, look at this duck. He's got like battle scars all over his chest because he was designed to have to, you know, battle with the other ducks to, you know, to be able to like breed, to be able to be enough of a chad to find a mate. I mean, look at his chest. I was thinking about it on the drive here anyway, like all this shit. But, you know, other channels, people who are sharper in the mind still, who haven't been, you know, had their mind broken to oblivion, they can probably rattle off a big fucking list, like the foods, the shitty medical system, the foods that are designed to make you sick. You know, the shitty weather, like engineered bad weather, the terrible boring education system, the what they're doing with housing, and you know, the way it's hard to have land and grow your own food and all this stuff, man. So it's not just about money. It's clear that it's beyond that. They want us sick, you know, they want us upset, You look at Netflix and all the evil, miserable, like, you know, it's almost fucking snuff films on there. It's horrendous. And then, you know, going back to my experience, I don't want to make it all like me, I, you know, but at least I can talk on that with authority, because I do know about my own life at least. You know, the couple of good years I had that weren't even good. It was basically, I still had my shitty abusive family, but I was really enjoying smoking weed back then. I was actually in a really joyful state, and you know, that couldn't be tolerated. I had to come and fuck that up with all their Zuzetsang bullshit. You know, I don't want to elaborate on that in this video, but it just showed me like all this stuff. The second I had a little bit of joy, the family would get like activated to do something. They would sense it, you know, to come and do something traumatic. And it's like, like, what the fuck is that about, you know? I guess people who just, you know, puff the Loosh farm theory and dismiss it like as ridiculous, they mustn't have lived a life like mine, you know? And the human body as well, you know, that's obviously like primed to feel pain, isn't it? All the nerves and stuff. It's another reason I'm envious of the ducks, you know. The ducks can like get a leg eaten off and they're like, she'll be right, mate. I'm just going to sit here, you know, on the side of the river for a week and then I'll be good to go again. It's incredible. Like, they clearly don't have all the you know, the same level of like nerve endings and stuff that we have. I mean, surely if they felt the same level of pain that we did, they'd be like, you know, quacking their fucking brains out for days on end. It was kind of telling as well with that Munro and his Loosh farm thing that apparently, I haven't read into it that much. I've just seen like Forever Conscious Research channel. I think his name's Mark. You know, really lovely guy. I've seen him talking about it a bit, and I think I watched a couple of videos, and that was about it, to be honest. But I do remember that, like, apparently when he, not long after when he spoke about it, it all got all hushed up, you know, and he didn't talk about it anymore, which is pretty strange. Apparently he fell into a 2-week-long depression when he learnt that. I thought, shit, that's not bad, eh? It's a pretty quick rebound to learn something like that, and then I mean, shit, if I learned something like that, I'd probably be bedridden with depression for, I don't know, 6 months or so, probably. Maybe he's just smarter than me and he realised, oh shit, I better not be depressed, because then I'll be feeding the lizard people, or whatever they're meant to be. Shit, this is quite a stunning tree, shrub, or whatever it is. Wow. Damn, it's so boggy here. I suppose like we haven't had any sun for like 2 weeks or something now. I don't know how hungry these ducks are, you know, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how much meat they have on them because of all the feathers. So the pigeons have been pretty happy to see me. I used to feed them a lot last summer, but then as the days got shorter, I wouldn't even really make it here until it was almost dark. There's another victim of the Loosh farm. He's got a bad leg, this one. Now these ducks have some mad turf wars. They're highly territorial. Oh shit, sorry buddy. I don't think I've ever met someone in real life talking about the Loosh farm. I saw this guy's channel today who's I don't know how I could define his channel. He's got a couple of 100,000 subscribers, and he just talks about like self-improvement, I suppose, and he was saying like delete social media. You know, for young ones, I guess it's good. It's a good thing to say, and he does seem to be sort of aiming his channel at like, you know, 20 somethings, 30 somethings. But for me, in my instance, you know, people who have been through the targeted individual horror show, Facebook was actually really helpful for me. And I know I'm probably like serving up all the, you know, the data for these top level narcs to hoard and everything, but it was just a nice bit of company, you know, finding some like-minded people, and being able to have a vent as well. It really was a lifeline, you know. Yeah, it really was a lifeline, and you know, I guess for a normie who has like regular friends that, you know, they can meet people who have similar interests and stuff and have a similar life experience. Real world friends are preferred, you know, but in this situation, you're like never going to find anyone in real life that's, you know, that you can relate to. So yeah, the Facebook was actually pretty helpful. Damn man, Mr. Hoppy's not normally this far out of the river. Another victim of the Loosh farm. You know, I better not make these ducks happy, because apparently there's a reverse Loosh that they feed on as well. You know, apparently they feed off any emotion, so, you know, you can see why the monks just sit there and go like, oh, and they do nothing, or as little as possible. Mr. Hoppy's a bit of a stoic. He's refusing to give them the Archons any Loosh. He's just a very stoic duck. You're a bit of a Loosh harvester, aren't you, Goose? So the pigeons are pretty ravenous these days. Yeah, these poor pigeons, they're really hungry. Like, had about a dozen of them fly up to me yesterday, land right at my feet. These geese are a funny bunch. They're normally pretty chilled. It's only certain times of the year when they get a bit more fired up. You know, I'm surprised no one's managed to make a Curlian camera that's mobile so that they could film these like entities and stuff. Like, I guess if anyone did, they'd be shut down really fast or something, but it's just one of those usual things like EMF as well, where they just, you know, the scientists come in and they like poof it all and make fun of it all, and yet at the same time, you know, you've got your ghost hunters and they have like, I think they use like IR and stuff, IR cameras to film orbs and things. But you just think, with all the technology, you think there'd be some way to like detect an entity. Right. Trying not to be overheard talking about creepy things in the park. I guess it's easy to like just forget how far out this shit is. It's kind of like with the targeted individual horror show. It just becomes daily life, and you're like, you know, you hear people talking about it, and I talk about it kind of flippantly as well. I forget how horrific it probably sounds to some people. Because yeah, anything can become normal. You know, you can learn to live with anything. Because what choice do you have, you know? And so yeah, I was just like, oh right, yeah, we're on a loosh farm, okay. You know, they're making everything shit, and then those who wake up, it's even harder to not be milked of loosh. You know, especially if you're getting the Zuzetsung treatment as well. Makes it really hard. It's a beautiful pigeon. That one's been around a while. I think I've seen that one for almost a couple of years. They're pretty cool birds. Would be fun to keep a bunch of pigeons. I love their little cooing sounds. I had one coo at me last summer, and apparently it's a sign of affection. It's quite nice. So I think this poor duck's grounded, I think. I've seen it try to flap its wings before, and one of the wings is not the best, to put it mildly. But he seems happy enough, I think. Looks like he needs a bit more seed though. Go on, duck, get some. Just quietly, without anyone else noticing. He's having himself a little banquet. Get out of it, goose. You know, that's what I see the harvest as. Going back to the Loosh thing, I know that's really dark, but I mean, shit, man. Honestly, that's what it seems to me. They're doing this fake medical bullshit thing, and it's causing a shitload of pain. You know, and who's benefiting from that? I could just imagine these Archon MFers just having a big feed, having a big banquet. You know. Big harvest. You know, it's like that movie Doctor Sleep, where those ghoulish creatures would like open a can of stored up like loosh, and like they'd all gather around it and like suck it up. It's fucked up, man. What I didn't mean to go this dark this early in the morning, but I don't know, it just is what it is. So what kind of shit passes for entertainment nowadays? You know? I mean, I guess if you haven't been through something like that, then if you haven't deliberately had your loosh fucking traumatised out of you, then maybe it is just a bit of fun. But it's not very entertaining to watch, you know, when you've lived it.